Hello, this is Beth, and this is my favorite Oracle card deck and favorite Tarot deck for 2015. And the favorite Oracle deck is probably not going to be much of a surprise because it's the Froude's Fairies Oracle. I love this deck. Here's the back. Been working with it for a while. I think this was actually my first Oracle deck ever. Of course, back in the day, there weren't very many Oracle decks. This one is well thought out. Beautiful, beautiful paintings were chosen of Froude's work to use for this. I've been a huge fan of Froude since Dark Crystal Labyrinth days in the 80s. And probably one of the first art books I ever bought was one fairy book. And yeah, I use this all the time. I use it for myself all the time. I use it for clients a lot. I use it in spell work when I want to bring certain energies in. I will pull this deck out because we groove really well. And it is very in depth. It's like the enchanted map. You can pretty much open that up and just start reading with it. This one is very intuitive, but at the same time, there's a lot of depth that goes with it. And in some ways, that depth makes it more like Tarot than a proper Oracle card. Just because the book, just way across the room, I'm not getting it at the moment. It's a good sized book. And it goes into a little about the character. I love the Oakmen. The Oakmen are so awesome. Into the card and like the guardians. What are the guardians and help troop? And he divides them into things, into different categories to help you make more sense of them. Gotcha. And this definitely has, and for all wonderfulness like Nellis the Alchemist, you have some wonderful shadow cards. Death, probably one of my most favorite death cards. I just love that one. And things like Indy, who necessarily is kind of shadow but not shadow. Indy's all about indecision. Are you wishing and washing and washing and wishing? So, but and you do have a fairy guide card, which I guess if you wanted to, you could put yours on there. But since I read for multiple people with this deck, and two, if you necessarily don't have one guide, if you have work with more than one entity, creature, guide, angel, spirit, whatever, I feel it's limiting to put it on there. Let's see if I can find. There's the Ross. These guys are sweep you off your feet. You have like Bodacious Bodog. There is a definite shadow realm. Look at Honesty. Honesty's just so pretty. Gloomiest Doom. The Laloom runs my marketing department pretty much. I kept getting her a lot when I was trying to figure out how to market my business. Feline. Geo the Slow. This guy, Luathis the Wild. See, you can tell. See, he's part of the challengers. He's one of the guys that calls you on your shit and helps you see what you need to see. He'll also, take you on one wild and crazy ride if you let him. Dressing in a salad, which I really like, because you look at this card and there's a lot of chaos going on, but in that chaos there's also a lot of balance going on. So these cards are very in depth. There's a lot of meaning, there's a lot of symbolism in them. There's the Sage. And while you can pick them out and read very intuitively, the more you study them, just like tarot, the better you get at understanding them. Because there's a lot going on here. So I do suggest, if you decide to get this book, it is a time investment if you get this deck. It's not just pick it up and, instant read. But it is probably one of my favorite Oracle card decks of all time. And the favorite tarot deck of the year is my Dame Darcy. I freaking love this deck. Here's the back. And I hear they're doing organza bags now, not the black velvet ones, which is kind of sad because I really love the black velvet one. But the deck, beautiful colors, it's fun, it's meaningful, it's just fun to read with. It's fun to look at. She's kind of cute, cheeky. She has her own vibe. And look at that fool. Isn't she awesome? Yeah, it follows the Rider-Waite-Smith. Hangman. I keep trying to... Okay, no, that's upset. I keep trying... For this whole year, I've been doing this with the Hangman. I've been making him stand up and not be hanged. Don't ask me. I don't know. And I'm still doing it. So, yeah. Just trying to put him on his feet. Great moon card. It's mermaids and really kind of nice nautical theme going on. Just a fun deck. There's the King of Swords. There's the star. Yeah, people are talking in the background. The cat's meowing. Temperance. Let's see if I can. This one, I love her. She's pretty awesome. It's just a fun deck to get. So if you're looking for something a little different, it's easy to read, fun, and I find it reads really well too. It's enjoyable to read with. It's not kind of So, and then you have this wonderful swoon where the King of Wands. And the Eight of Swords, I think this is a very pretty one. How many times can I say this is a fun deck? I just think it is fun. It's just, yeah, it has a very playful, this is Queen of Wands. I think how she's cheeky and has that ship on her head. Yeah, it's just, here's the Devil. I like the Devil. Those card I like to look at. High Priestess, I find her I like her a lot too. And probably the most hunky ever Five of Swords is in this deck. If you're looking at inner child work, that kind of stuff, this is a really good deck for that. And I think you could even, if you wanted to, oh, and here's the card that makes me think of Florence Welch from Florence and the Machine. Whether it was intentional or not, I have no idea. But it's just fun. It's enjoyable, and it's so nice to look at. I love the colors. And sometimes, you get a little different take because it is, nautical with mermaids and stuff like that. So, fun deck. Reach for it over and over this year because I got it in January. In January it came to me. As I ordered it in December of 2014, and she had a snafu where her cards came. They had fronts but no backs. Printed on. No back. Yeah. So it took a while to get this deck, but that was due to extenuating circumstances. So I don't think it takes as long as that because she had to go yell at the publisher and get them to redo it and send it back out to her. But those are my two favorite decks for the year. The Dame Darcy, I think it's Mermaid, or is it Nautical? I can never remember. The Dame Darcy deck, Well worth it. Cute, cutesy, fun, great colorings. I love the colors of this deck, and the back's just adorable too. And my all-time favorite, Froude's Fairies Oracle. I love this deck so much. So much. It's just, yeah, Pona's Wild Daughter. It's, there you go. Sometimes you get the like overexposes on these because I've worked some of these like her. I've worked with her a lot. She showed up a ton of times in my life over the past year, and so I start actively working with the energies of the card to bring in what they're talking about and what they're representing. And so it is a very strong path working deck too, if you want to use it that way. I find reading, path working, spell work, pretty much anything you want to do, getting to know fairy. It's a very easy way to start working with fairy with this deck too. So it's so many uses for it that, if you're looking for a fairy deck of any kind, I highly recommend this one. And I think it's got to be fairly popular. It's Froude and it's still out there. It's still in print. But if you're looking for a deck that's going to challenge you, that's an oracle deck that you will spend years and years learning and growing with, and it growing with you, Froude's Fairy Oracle is definitely the deck for you. Okay, that is it. Bye. I forgot to mention before I signed off before that I will be on break until I think after the 7th of January. I'll be starting back with videos. Just need a little time off and to do some behind the scene things. So I won't be around for a few weeks, but then I'll be back in the new year. Everyone have a wonderful Yule and a happy new year. Bye-bye.